Welcome back, everybody, to the Universal franchise on Madden 20. We are getting into the Week 5 action today. We have a couple really good games in this episode. It is a shorter episode than the others because there isn't a featured game of the week. But there is some good action in this one. Let me know what you think down below. I wanted to make sure we spent some time with the Baltimore Ravens today. Lamar Jackson's having a really good year. Marquise Brown and Nick Lindsay are 3rd and 4th in the league in receiving yards this season. And they were matched up with the Dolphins in Week 5, a team that's 2-2, highly inconsistent. On the Dolphins' opening drive, they make their way into Baltimore territory, and Jesse Heikkinen gets intercepted by Eric Outlaw. They started the drive strong, but that's how it ends. More inconsistency for Miami. I was really excited to see this offense that has changed in recent years. Emmanuel Bailey rips off a long run all the way to the Dolphins' 32, a 36-yard run. This team is now running the Zach Taylor offense, and they are a much more pass-focused team overall, but Bailey started very strong. They got a field goal on their first drive. And here late in the first quarter, Lamar Jackson across the middle. There's Hollywood Brown inside the Dolphins' 45-yard line. Jackson came in, 12 touchdown passes on the season. Here, throwing deep to Marquise Brown. He just missed number 13. Just a little bit out in front. Baltimore settles for a field goal try, and Vegas Ackerman hits the crossbar. Despite outplaying Miami early on, Baltimore only up 3-0. Miami really wasn't getting much accomplished early on. Here's Jesse Heikkinen, sacked by Bradley Chubb. We've seen him get a few of those here in the series. And to begin the year, the Dolphins had been without Charquez Towns, but his return didn't make much of a difference immediately. 8 rushes, 2 yards. Later in the first half, 5:26 on the clock. Here's Heikkinen throwing one to Farrell Fawcett. A 25-yard connection. Miami looking for that boost on offense. Here's Heikkinen on first down with a beautiful pass outside the numbers, finding Jay Sternberger for 22 more. Miami looks like they have something going here. Quick pass to the middle. Another first down, this time to Gerard Gaddison. There's so much talent in this offense. You'd expect them to always be able to move the ball like this. First down to Charquez Towns. And then Chris Quinn checking in to run it in for 6. And Miami is able to take the first half lead. After not doing much early on, that drive really came out of nowhere. They'd get the football again before halftime. Now 1:20 on the clock. Here's a first down catch, Charquez Towns. Miami was forced to be very pass heavy, and Heikkinen started to get a lot more comfortable. First down again going to Gaddison. 30 seconds on the clock. Heikkinen for another first down, stopping the clock here, Sternberger. Time not exactly on their side. Heikkinen had to get aggressive if he wanted 6. And the Dolphins get their second touchdown of the day. Heikkinen to Farrell Fawcett. Second touchdown of the season. Miami in control going into the second half. Now waiting for this Ravens offense to show up. And Lamar Jackson finds Nick Lindsay. Ravens at the Miami 37. They started out running the football very well between Bailey and Vince Callahan, but they were going to need some big plays in the air. On 3rd and 9, dumping this off to Mark Andrews. The Dolphins come up big. They played impressive defense to start this game, a lot better than I had expected. Ravens cut it to an 8-point game. Later in the third, another good run. This is Callahan across midfield. Ravens still in search of that first touchdown. Lamar Jackson on target again. Marquise Brown inside the 35. They're back into field goal range again. And then off the play fake, Jackson trying to force one. It gets tipped and intercepted. Jarvis Moon comes away with it. Jackson's 3rd interception of the season, a very costly turnover. And you couple that with the missed field goal earlier. There's some points left on the field for Baltimore, leaving an opening for Miami. This face mask call gives them a 15-yard penalty. And a few plays later, hiking into the end zone. This is a touchdown. The ball was ripped out afterwards. Gerard Gaddison's touchdown catch makes it a 21-6 game. I doubted Miami coming into this game, but they were set up for a big upset unless Lamar Jackson could change things in the fourth quarter. Lindsey making the catch, breaking a tackle. He gets across midfield. 7 and change to go. Still enough time if Baltimore can just get a couple touchdown drives. Lindsey again on the catch, takes the Ravens inside the 10. A couple plays later, Jackson on third down. This is dropped shy of the end zone. They have to go forward on fourth down. One of the most important plays of the day. Jackson to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Marquise Brown. What a pass from Jackson. A clutch throw to keep them in the game. 4th of the season for Marquise Brown. Could the Dolphins hold on? Under 4 minutes to go. Miami trying to run clock. 3rd and 4. Ravens give up the pass underneath. Sternberger first down, and they are close to field goal range and going back up 2 scores. 2nd and 14, again over the middle. Heikkinen takes the easy yardage. They get set up for a field goal try. Looking to go up 2 scores. Matthew McCrane just over the crossbar, and the Dolphins go up 11 with very little time remaining. 4th and 25 for Lamar Jackson. He floats it over a defender and down the sideline. That is Ellis Overstreet. It feels like every episode we have someone scoring the first touchdown of their career. What a moment for Overstreet, but they have to get the onside kick, and Gerard Gaddison recovers, sealing the Miami victory. I really thought this was going to be a big win for Baltimore, but they dropped to 3-2. Miami gets to 3-2. They're a hard team to count out, also a hard team to really have faith in. But that's how good they can be when everything is clicking for them. On to our second game of the day. San Francisco has been one of the most intriguing teams ever since they selected both Matthew McNair and DeHonte Jeffries. They've also been a pretty good team at 3-1. Likewise, Tampa Bay is 3-1, and that's with Marcus Mariota missing some games and them having to play Sean Collins. Well, Mariota's back. Time to see what Tampa can do. Big matchup of 2 3-1 teams. In the first, here's Matthew McNair finding some space. His first run goes for a gain of 12. And then Scooby Blaylock. He's played well to start the season, and he finds his top receiver, Marquand Clifford, for 14 yards. San Francisco gets set up for a field goal, and they think it's time to break out the fake. Tampa ready for it. No points for San Francisco. And now it's the return of Marcus Mariota trying to throw a screen. He hits someone in the helmet, and it's intercepted by defensive tackle Denard Shearer. The former first-round pick gets his first interception. San Francisco takes over. Blaylock, play fake, down the middle, and caught near the 20-yard line. And that's Darnell Livingston, the former Bronco. Later in the drive on third down, Blaylock back of the end zone, and incredible body control to get both feet down. Touchdown, Marquand Clifford, who said he couldn't catch the football. San Francisco up 7-3 in the second quarter. Blaylock sailing downfield and finding Clifford once again. These two have developed a very strong connection. Clifford having some big games here for these episodes. At the 23, off the hands of Clifford. That will still happen on occasion. 3rd and 9 later in the possession. Blaylock off the fake. Doesn't like what he sees downfield, and eventually Brian Sherman gets to him. This Tampa defense, we've seen how good they can be. They're able to get the stop this time. They were hoping the return of Mariota would boost this offense. Not much happened early on, so they go to their running game. Marion Peppers has had a pretty decent season. He gets them close to midfield, 3rd down and 1. They try a fullback dive, and Nick Bosa makes the stop. San Francisco in control of this one as they take over. Running this, McNair inside, and a face mask call at the end. That takes the 49ers out to around midfield. More play action and a deep ball from Blaylock, and going up to get it, there is Darnell Livingston. What a catch. San Francisco set up inside the 10. Blaylock 3rd and goal, throws the touchdown to George Kittle. San Francisco up 2 scores. Tampa in a very similar situation to Baltimore in the first game. Mariota trying to bring him back, and there's a big throw into San Francisco territory to O.J. Howard. On 3rd and 2 later, it's a play fake, and Mariota throws a strike connecting with top receiver Lynn Gilbert, and a face mask call at the end. Here's Tampa's chance to finally reach the end zone, and they do, with Marion Peppers hauling in this difficult touchdown catch. It's back to a 1-score game. Tampa wants to get the football back quickly. 3rd and 13, Blaylock downfield again for Livingston. This team has a very nice vertical element to their passing game. I love watching this offense. And then the running game has taken some strides forward this year. This is Bud Caver taking it down to the 20 as this game goes to the 4th quarter. And then McNair down to the goal line, somehow not actually breaking the plane. They rule him just short. So 2nd down and goal, delayed give. Matthew McNair threw an arm tackle, touchdown San Francisco. This offense has to be one of my favorites in the league right now. I think this team has a chance to go pretty far. Back to a 2-touchdown game again. Mariota downfield, nice throw. Lynn Gilbert at the 43. Mariota with just 114 passing yards to this point. A lot of those coming on the last 2 drives. But now the offense moving more consistently. There's Adric Young. Inside the red zone, pressure gets to Mariota. It's Shearer who had the interception earlier. Now he gets the sack. Buccaneers forced into a 4th down and 6. Gotta get the conversion, and they do. Inside the 5, it's Gilbert once again. A couple plays later on 3rd down, Mariota for an easy touchdown to Phil McGill. 1-score game. San Francisco trying to run the clock out. 4 minutes left to go. McNair with great speed through the middle to the 39-yard line, closing in on 100 yards. 3 minutes to go. Blaylock trying to get another big play downfield. He forces one, and it's intercepted by Kasim Masood. Not the first time we've seen him come through with a big interception this season. Tampa takes over with 2 minutes to go. Mariota complete, and a penalty gives them a boost ahead to the 25. And then Mariota with time to throw, looking to the end zone. They get the score. Mariota to Gilbert to tie the game at 24. Great comeback for Tampa. They score quickly, leaving time for San Francisco. Scooby Blaylock trying to put the interception behind him. 1:20 left to go. Complete here to midfield. That's Ricardo Fox. Down to 60 seconds left to play. And Blaylock staying aggressive. He gets Livingston again. All the way to the 20-yard line. San Francisco gets set up with just seconds remaining. And Gabriel Wolf kicks them to a 27-24 win. Great finish here in Week 5. A really fun game. San Francisco looks like perhaps the team to beat in the NFC. With that offense, I expect them to go far. Everything's clicking for them. Darnell Livingston, by the way, had over half of Scooby Blaylock's passing yards. Blaylock threw for 310. And Livingston had 161 receiving, with 20.1 per reception. I like the playmakers a lot on this team, and I knew Livingston had this kind of potential from his days in Denver. Unfortunately, it didn't work out there, but it certainly is now. I hope you enjoyed those games here from Week 5. Here were the Players of the Week. Kyler Murray and Hudson Brooks win the awards on offense, and we see Miles Jack score the award from the Broncos. Here were the full Week 5 results. Denver stays undefeated with a 39-0 dominant win over the Raiders. No Vashawn Wright. It wasn't an issue last time out. Sheffield throws 5 touchdowns this week as he's really taking that step forward in his career. Levi Summers only 4 for 44 in this game as Sheffield really spread the football around. And a 0 on the scoreboard. I mean, you know by now that this defense is elite. And hey, we're still going to get a safety in this episode. Just here in the simulating, Palmer recorded one. Another interesting matchup this week was between the Eagles and the Lions. So I've been paying attention to the Eagles to see if a quarterback trade makes the most sense. And since his 6 interception game, Josh Allen's played a lot better. We may want to watch the Eagles again before the trade deadline. But they're able to score a win here against Detroit despite the 2 touchdowns by Chad Robinson. And then in this AFC South battle, a high-scoring one, Hudson Brooks, Player of the Week. Is this the best football he's ever played? Over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. 126 in the air going to Tyler Boyd. Big win for Indianapolis. And then I simmed all the way through Week 6, and here are the Players of the Week for this one. We see Jaron Williams from Kalispell, Randall Cross, Sam Mills, Apollo Burgess from Minnesota in a losing effort, mind you. So Minnesota still frustrating as ever in the series, them and Miami together. This was the Broncos bye week, so no update on them, but in the same division, Kansas City is out to a 4-1 start. They haven't played this well in a while. 3 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. He will always give you a chance to win, even though the playmakers aren't what they once were in Kansas City. And then, Taquan Layton versus Lamecca Warwick Part 2. Falcons won the previous meeting. This time, Carolina wins with very little passing yardage overall in this game, which is a huge surprise with these 2 quarterbacks. But it was just a very defensive battle. Nothing really stands out here statistically for the offense. Just 230 yards for Atlanta, which you never expect them to have that few. But at this stage of the season, the Broncos are the only undefeated team. The 49ers, Chiefs, and Bengals are all 1-loss teams. Those are the teams that have broken out from the pack, and there is a very clustered tier here of teams that are currently 500 or within a game. Here is a look at the league leaders 6 games into the season. And we see Justin Colbert's move to Toronto is currently not going as well as I thought it would. He leads the NFL in interceptions. For the running backs, Ezekiel Elliott's in first place, but we also have Matthew McNair in third place. He's followed by Deion Price and Marion Peppers. And for the receivers, Jason Burgess clearly out in front with Mike Williams behind him, who led the NFL a year ago. And then we have the top defenders so far. Eric Palmer, Akeem Kennedy, they have 7.5 sacks. Samuel Mills, 3 interceptions for the Jets. And in the NFC, Myles Garrett's at the top, 8.5, followed by Brian Goodson with 8. And 3 picks for Tracy Bernard and Kasim Masood. Best kicker, by the way, perhaps right now, is Brandon Hammond out of Kalispell. He's perfect on field goals and extra points this season. Love seeing all the players from Kalispell continue to play well. Next episode, we will have Week 7. There's a big Broncos-Chiefs game on Monday Night Football I would like to check out. I'd also like to watch the Bills-Dolphins game because we have not given the Bills some airtime yet this season, and we need to. But let me know what you thought of this episode. It is shorter. No live commentated game of the week, so let me know if you feel this episode feels incomplete or if it was fine the way it is. I would like maybe some of these episodes to be a little bit shorter so they can come out faster, but still have some of those game of the week, more featured, fleshed out episodes. Just leave your feedback down below and I'll check that out before I record the next episode. Please leave a like if you're enjoying the action here in the series, subscribe to the channel, and have a great day, everybody.